Welcome to A Scare Garage. Told you we was going to get to this. Stand by. I've been doing some sanding and adding some more spot putty because a couple spots still needed it. There was a scratch here. I want to fill that in before we go painting. And I'm going to change this sanding block here. I'm just using 320 on a sanding block. I don't know where my big sanding block is, which is what I prefer, although this is probably easier to work with on this here. Always going to go in X pattern. Sander on down. Now I'm going to wipe this down with wax remover. I got to tape some stuff off here and decide where my transition line is going to be. I got prep spray here because, like I say, I want to make sure this paint sticks good. This here will take off any imperfections out of there. Now I'm using filler primer. Any little spots, this should take care of. Now, we're going to put a guide to it. This will tell me where the low spots are. So you spritz this black paint on just lightly, and it's just any old cheap paint. It doesn't matter if you sand it off. And what it does is it will, as you sand it, you'll see the dark spots, and the dark spots are where the low spots are. And you need to sand until you get them out, or add some more primer or filler, and then sand again. Let that dry. Now that I got all the guide code on, what we're going to do is take my little sanding block here, and I'm going to X pattern. I'm going to still doing that, and we're going to sand this down till we can flatten it out. And if you see right here, that's a low spot where it's still dark. That's because that's where the guide coat paint is setting in there. So we're going to sand that until it's nice and smooth and it's all gray. That's not perfect by no means, but we're just going to get another coat of primer on here so we can get on with making this fender match the rest of the truck. I actually did this before I went to Tennessee for the truck nationals, and I wanted the fender to match before I went and put it in the show, even though it's all scratched up. The whole truck's going to get painted before it's all said and done. We'll redo all this and visit it then once we're ready to do the whole paint job. At this point, I'm extremely happy with this. Looks like it didn't happen, other than the fact that it's gray. This whole section was out of it, and I did the fiberglass work. If you want the video for that, put it right up here or over here somewhere. I'll have a link. I never remember which side it's on. I'll put a link in the description to this stuff here. This is from a company called Paint Scratch. And you go on it. I won't link this color. I'll just link the website. Go on and take your color code off the door and put it in, and it'll bring you the right color, and they'll make this paint up for you. This is regular 2-stage paint. It needs to be. This is base coat, and I got clear coat up here. Cheap clear coat, but it's clear coat. Now I get to put some color coat on. Yay! Anyway, I'm gonna put a light coat on here because you don't want to go too heavy, because if you go too heavy at first, you wind up getting runs in your paint. So we're just going to go over here and give it a nice light coat just to give it just enough cover. The last thing you want is runs in your paint. Once I let that dry up a little bit, about 10-15 minutes I did, I guess. Now I'll go back over and we're going to put this on a little bit thicker there. Still going to try to make sure I don't get any runs. Don't want to get too thick with it there. And get this all covered up. And I think I actually put a third coat on, but you know, it's paint. You know, hey, what do you want to do for fun tonight? Let's go sit around and watch a paint dry. So moving on. Clear coat. This stuff here, once you get this on, looks real good. Now I put more than one coat on, but I'm just going to show you one coat. That's show you what it looks like. If you want a little thicker, I'm just using this cheap stuff because it's fiberglass. It's not going to rust. I'm not worried about that. And like I said, everything's going to get redone anyway when it comes down to painting the truck. Let me get all this masking off of here. Get that paper gone. Put a little bit of this tape, a little more tape. Pull that off. Not bad. Let me get this other piece of paper out here. Yeah, I like it. But, all in all, didn't turn out too bad. Nope, I'm pretty happy with it except for where I screwed it up. Yep. We'll let that dry. We'll buff it and polish it and all that. All right, it's dirty, but I polished half of this. And if you see, this side here actually has a shine to it. I did it a while ago. When I first started fooling with it, I said, I wonder if this fender will shine up. Well, I hope it shows up here, but it did. It shined up really nice. But I stopped because I knew I wanted to film doing the hood and doing the side and the back fender. The back fender is in rough shape. We're not going to fool with the tailgate because we have to repaint the tailgate. But yeah, this is, you know, I took the tail light out because I keep getting stuff on them really nice tail lights, so I just took it out completely. Still got to paint that, but I'm going to get the rest of it polished up. Yep. The biggest pain to using polishers, it always comes unplugged. You're like, daggone it. That there. Now I'll come unplug. I always wet this thing down. It started with a wet one, that's just me. Then you'll bring it out. Like that. Down about 15, I think. Yeah, that's what I think anyway. We're going to put a little on here. Kind of get it ready to go. You know. Put that there. Get all over my hand. Waste it. Alright, see how this goes. Well, I don't know about you all, but
If you ask me, that is one shiny turd. So I guess to answer the question, what's the turd look like when it's polished? That's about it right there. Now, this is the side I just did. It actually looked better than the other side if you ask me. But it's not in the sun. So I hope you can see it good. So I took the treads off so that when I polish it up, they will be, they won't get all nasty. And I can polish all the way under them. All right, so I popped that tread back on, so that looks good. All polished underneath of it. Yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah, I am. Let's see, there I am. Where am I? There I am. Hey, hey. That's gonna do it for this shiny edition of a turd-filled episode of Ain't Scared Grip. See you next time. Ah!